Welcome, everyone, to the Practitioner Call. It is Thursday morning, and I'm so happy to have you all with me today. I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July, and it's now time to start learning and helping people again. So today, let's get started. We're going to first talk about the LifeWave technology, particularly X39, our stem cell activation patch, with a little special emphasis on EON for inflammation and IceWave for pain. We call this, doctors, the Pain and Repair Customized Kit. And the reason we like to talk about these three is because they really, really help get at pain. And we know in practices, pain is number one for so many people, whether it's neck pain, lower back pain, nerve pain. It really can be difficult for so many people. So I wanted to talk particularly about this today. Then I also wanted to talk to the practitioners about how we can actually show you how to set up your offices to actually have a education seminar on the Pain and Repair customizable kit and educate your patients about how this particular system of repair could be so helpful. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get started. Well, let's start with X39. This is the workhorse of the line. This is from LifeWave, and it is a form of a wearable light technology, which means photobiomodulation, light making change in the body. And it is actually a patch, and it's wearable. And when you open it up, you'll see inside that the material is white inside, and that is actually organic crystal inside. And that's made up of some amino acids, some sugar, some water, some salt, some oxygen, and it forms a perfect lattice. That lattice is a reflector of light. Yes, your own light. As you know, we radiate a low-grade infrared light, and this actually reflects your own light back into you to make change in your body. Once again, this is called photobiomodulation, light making change in your body. Now, some of you practitioners understand light now. We have been working in this modality, for probably the last 20 years, but really intently the last couple. And we have the lasers, the cold lasers, the red light saunas. There is so much light working now to make change in people's bodies. What makes these patches special is that these patches actually use your own light to activate peptides in your body that make change in your body, your own peptides. And a lot of you have been doing a lot of research on peptides. And this is also the forefront of learning, light peptides. So this patch is non-transdermal. What does that mean? There is nothing going into your client's skin. You know that there's a lot of people talking about patches these days, the hormone balancing patches, the nicotine patches, the B12 patches, right? Patches that put things in your body. Let me say this one more time. This is non-transdermal. There is nothing going in your body. This is a technology that reflects your own light. So it's pretty exciting technology. So how does it actually work? Well, you actually put it on your body like this, on your skin. And this reflects back your own light wave right into your skin to do things. X39 actually activates the peptide, if you want to write this down, GHK copper peptide. This peptide has the unique ability to activate your stem cells, make more stem cells, and reset your stem cells to a younger, healthier state. Pretty amazing. So why is it important that we activate our stem cells? Well, many of you have been doing research on stem cells, and you know that stem cells really are the building blocks of the human body. When an egg and a sperm meet, stem cells are created, and that is what makes a baby. The baby's head, the heart, the lungs, the brain. Stem cells can differentiate into any cell your body needs to create, which is pretty amazing. When the baby's born, those stem cells down regulate. Of course, they can't create another head, but what it does from about age 0 to 30 is it keeps that baby, child, young adult repairing and youthful, right? Have you ever seen a child with gray hair, with wrinkles? Most children do not have the chronic age-related diseases that we have. And that's because their bodies are repairing all the time. What makes stem cells so unique is they're really the only cells in the body that are changeable. Let me say that again. They are the only cells in the body that are changeable. They can turn into whatever cell your body needs for repair. Can you imagine? They can go and turn into a liver cell. They can turn into a heart cell. They can turn into connective tissues. They can turn into an organ. They can turn into really any cell your body needs. So what's interesting about that is your brain cells can't do that. Your heart cells can't do that. Your liver cells can't do that. Your pancreas cells can't do that, but stem cells can. And that's why there's so much interest right now. That's why in the 90s, 2000s, when I was having my baby, they said, please save your cord blood, save your baby stem cells. We don't know what to do with them now, but one day we will. And that's truth, right? Those stem cells were just getting thrown in the garbage. Those cords, the placenta were just getting thrown in the garbage. Now, so much of that is being saved. And that's wonderful. And that's where you hear about, stem cell injections, going to Europe, getting young stem cells in your shoulder. Well, that's great. However, it's very expensive, $10,000 to $20,000, and they're not your own DNA. And so there's still a lot of work to be done on that, I'm sure. However, what we do know is that when those stem cells get injected, they start to repair the issue. But here's the crazy thing. Have you ever heard someone say, oh, I got that stem cell injection and I got so repaired? Well, that's because inflammation loves to eat stem cells. So if you're injecting that bad knee with a big stem cell injection, you better believe inflammation's like Pac-Man right there ready to eat it. And then, of course, even though the new stem cells you're putting in are young, you ready? You're old. So they're not going to last that long, right? It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. So that is what happens. By the time you're 30, you've lost 50% of your stem cells. By the time you're 60, you've lost almost all your stem cell activity. They're not dead. They're just dormant. They're just not really working anymore. So here's what happens with X39. By activating that peptide, GHK copper peptide, that peptide acts like a communicator or like a telephone to your stem cells. Kind of think about, your cell phone, you're ringing your friend up. Think about GHK ringing up your stem cells. And it's basically saying, hey, stem cells, it's time to make more of you. It's time to make you march again. And it's time to reset you to a younger, healthier state. And your stem cells say, cool, let's do it. Let's get to work. And that's really what happens. And your army starts marching. Your own stem cell army starts marching, and it starts working like you were young again. And that's why so many of us, it's crazy. Many of us have been on this technology. Well, it came out in 2018 or 2019, around that time. So many of us have been on it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And what we notice is the longer we're on this, the younger our skin looks. My friend Claudia and I were on a phone call with a woman who's only 40 yesterday. And she says, I'd like to order because I see you girls on Zoom and your skin looks good for your age. And that was like, it does seem to be getting better. My friend, Juliana Dennis, she's helping me with my LinkedIn account. This whole social media thing is new to me, but she's helping me with it. And you know what she said to me? I had a picture on there from 10 years ago. She goes, change that picture out. You don't look good 10 years ago. You look good now. Anyway, I'm just telling you real life examples and stories of what are really happening. And that's because the stem cells are actually working again. And so what happens? That army starts to march. and it starts to march, and it's going to repair what you need to live first. And then it's going to march again and repair the next thing and the next thing. And the way it knows what to repair, this is pretty amazing. Inflammation, it goes searches inflammation because that tells you you got a problem. So, and we got inflammation everywhere. We got lots of little problems everywhere. So if you think your problem is that need that is killing you and it doesn't feel better right away, know that there's something else that your stem cells said needed to be fixed first. So just know, David Schmidt says, and he's the owner of the company, 1 month for every decade you are old. Dr. Stacy did the corporate training call yesterday. Wasn't that amazing? And she basically says this: stop using X39 when you want to start aging again. Okay, so just to give you some perspective of what the research people are saying. So that is X39. Now, how do you wear it? Well, you wear it 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Let me say that again. 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. You wear it right below the back of the neck or underneath the belly button. But honestly, any spot will do. Just 12 on, 12 off. Every patch has its own 12-hour clock. Some people like to wear it during the day. Some people like to wear it during the night. Your whole body is light. There's one rule only, and that's the 12 on, 12 off. So if you put this on at 7 in the morning, you better take it off around 7 at night, because this is a light signal. And if you wear it 24 hours over and over and over again, your body gets used to the signal and it doesn't work so well. So 12 on and 12 off. Remember, when you take it off, you throw it away, and then the next day you put another one on. Or some people take it off and put it on their dog. And we noticed second day sometimes is more like half calf. That's what Alaska says. They have a lot of dogs. And so a lot of people will just put it right on the collar of their animal, because these patches also have a 3-inch radius. So I had a good friend of mine, another great story, where his little boy had symptoms of autism and he had sensory issues. So it couldn't touch the skin. It freaked the little guy out. So he just put it on the back of his shirt. A week or two, guess what? The little boy starting to say some words and mixing his drinks in the kitchen. Anybody who has kids on the spectrum knows that's like a really big deal. So that was pretty exciting. So you can, put it on clothing. So now let's talk about Eon. Eon works really good with X39. I like to call these the dynamic duo because they're the building block of the technology. Really start with these first. This is the workhorse of the line. This makes it the building block. And why is it important to wear these two together as your foundational technologies? Well, Eon activates a peptide that reduces inflammation in your whole body. And the way you know the difference between these patches is there's Eon, there's X39, and they're all the same color. You just have to turn them over. Okay. And most people wear these together, no big deal, just below the back of the neck or under the belly button. They can touch each other. You can wear them one below the other like a snowman. You can even put them right on top of each other. Remember, this is light and our body works perfectly with light. There's no overdosing. It's like light taps on your door and your cells respond. It's really pretty beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about Eon again. So what happens with inflammation? Remember, inflammation is an eater of stem cells. So think of inflammation as a Pac-Man trying to eat all the stem cells that you're activating. So if you can reduce inflammation, you're going to turbocharge the X39 to repair better. You're going to turbocharge the stem cell repair. We find these two together very demonstrative. What I mean is that people really notice something quickly when you wear these together. But when you don't notice something quickly, it's okay too. It just means that the stem cells repairing something deeper in your body. And so please, don't have feeling something or not feeling something be the end all be all of whether this technology is working or not. You've got to give it a good 3 to 9 months. You just do. So once again, Eon reduces inflammation. and turbocharges the X39 to power forward. In addition, Aeon is the same peptide that's the royal jelly peptide. It's the reasons queen bees live 50% longer than worker bees. And so it's a very amazing peptide for longevity. And also, it helps to increase something called SOD, superoxide dismutase. Superoxide dismutase is basically the enzyme that goes after those free radicals that cause all that cell damage. So you really get a great combination of repair, stem cell repair, reducing inflammation, increasing superoxide dismutase. I mean, you can't beat that combination. Also, Aeon, I like to call the gentle giant. It's gentle and powerful. It's like the lavender of the line. It will reduce stress and put your body into rest and digest. So most people wear these together during the day. But if you or your client has sleep issues or anxiety or stress, you could have them wear X39 during the day and Aeon at night. And that's okay. So how would that work? X39 from 7 to 7, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Aeon from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So that can work as well. So that is X39 and Aeon. The last technology I want to talk to you about today is IceWave. Boy, do I have an IceWave story. I have such an IceWave story that I don't know if I have any IceWave right now, Jan. So my son has symptoms of autism, and he was having a total breakdown last night. And my whole family, other than me, went 10 days to Boston. I drove them at 4:30 in the morning today. And so he had a lot of anxiety whether he could handle the trip or not. And so he was having a total attack last night. And it started with having anxiety about his two shoulders because he works out. Of course, everybody's going to get shoulder pain when you work out, but my son takes his mind in crazy ways. So what do you think I did? I said, Jacob, where do you, Jen or Kathy, can somebody get an IceWave out and say IceWave and go with me on this? So do you have a sleeve of it so people can see what it looks like? Oh, here, you know what?
I sent them all out.
It's okay. I got one. I got it. So I said, Jake, so IceWave basically breaks the connection of pain. I got it. So how does that work? Well, IceWave has a brown patch and a white patch. And you put the brown patch on the spot of pain. And then you put the white patch like where the pain stops. So you bookend the pain, right? So let me give you an example. I said, Jacob, where does that shoulder hurt? And he takes his finger and he goes, it hurts right there. And I put the brown patch on it. And then I said, where does it radiate to? Where does the pain go to? Where does it stop? And he goes, oh, it radiates down this way. And I put the white patch there. And that was one shoulder. And then I said, does your other shoulder hurt too, baby? And he goes, yes. And so what did I do? I did a second IceWave there. Then I put an X39 and an Aeon, just really right in the, right below the back of his neck. Did you see what I did? So I popped the spot of pain. So let me say that one more time. I put the X39 and the Aeon right below the back of his neck. And then I popped the spot of pain with the IceWave on his pain spot, the brown, and the white radiating down. And I actually used 2 IceWaves on him because he had 2 spots of pain. And that's okay. You can double patch if you want. And so what do you think that did? It chilled him right out. Within 5-10 minutes, the pain of his shoulders went away. He calmed himself down. He got himself to sleep and got himself up and out to Boston this morning. So thank God for IceWave. Just a real life example of how you make this stuff work, right? So the reason I want to tell you about this is that I call this the pain and repair program. The pain and repair program, because you're going to put the IceWave on the point of pain, and then you're going to put X39 and Aeon right below the back of the neck. And this will really help practitioners with anyone that has some issues with pain. So once again, write this down. The pain and repair program is X39, Eon, and Ice Wave. And that's 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And it works very good. So if you're a practitioner and you have somebody that has shoulder pain, just pop the spot of pain. A lot of patients have pain in the lower back, right at the L5, right below that tailbone. And what would you do? You would put the brown patch right where it hurts there, and the white patch, you would radiate it down 3 inches to below, to the right, to the left, down the butt. And then you would put an X39 and Eon right in that general location. You could pop the spot of pain in the lower back. Let's say the pain's from the C7, right below the back of the neck, the upper body nerve issue. So that L7 would get at like nerve issues for all the lower body. C7 would get at nerve issues all the way for the upper body. So you could put that right below the back of the neck, X39 and Eon, and you could even put Ice Wave right there if you wanted to really support the nerves, right? So you can pop the spot of pain. You can also pop a nerve, right, on the spinal cord. And once again, any spot will do your whole body's light. So as practitioners, I just want you to ask your patients really, where is the nerve pain, and pop it. A good example of that was in Texas when I asked the gentleman, do you have pain? And he rose his hand and he said, I have pain of an 8. And I said, where's your pain? And he said, right on my tailbone, right at L5. And I said, can you point where it is? And he did. And I just popped that Ice Wave right there, the brown on the top, the white about 3 inches down. And then on the right and the left, I just put an X39 and an Eon. I just kind of hovered the spot that he said was hurting. And I said, well, what kind of pain is it? He goes, my whole legs go numb and they quiver, and I'm in a pain of an 8. When anybody says that their legs are numb, that's a great indication that their nerves aren't quite firing correctly, right? So I knew that he had a big part of nerve related. So I made sure that I loved on that nerve right there. But my son didn't have nerve issues. My son just had pain right in the shoulders, those 2 owie shoulders. So I just popped the 2 shoulders as an example. So I'm just giving you some ideas for practitioners on how you can utilize these patches. And once again, those are the 3. So let me go show you where you could do some more research for yourself. You would go to a website called startx39now.com. And I'll show that to you right now. That's startx39 now.com. And I'm just going to show you where you could do your research, okay? Because I know all of you are going to want to research. So just go and watch, write this on a piece of paper, startx39now.com, and just go watch the 2-minute video on light. What is phototherapy? What is this? And then watch the 3-minute video on how X39 will activate your own stem cells. If this intrigues you, go look at some of the pictures. I'll just show you a few. This was actually me with cancer, symptoms of cancer in 2019. And this is me today. And all I can say is that my skin was bad. I had no eyebrows and I was full of steroids, inflammation. And what's amazing is just how the skin keeps looking better and better. And that's because the X39 activates all your collagen. And of course, collagen is the biggest tissue in your body, right? This one's really interesting. This is a little boy who cut his finger, his finger got cut off. They put him on the patches and, well, his finger got cut off. It died. And then the finger grew back. This is this is C7. This is the example of the nerve issues I was telling you about. This is when it was all crunched and it was not flowing. That's nerve pain. And now it totally is flowing correctly again. Okay. I always think this is so interesting. This is symptoms of psoriasis. Look at the pain on that back. And do you see how it's clearing up? This is also this one is wild. Look at her neck. That is full anti-aging. That doesn't even look like it's the same person. And then let's go ahead. Oh, look at our girl here. I mean, we are all many of us are in our 50s going into our 60s and 70s, and we worry about turkey neck. Look at how the neck gets better. Nobody wants turkey neck. And lastly, I love this. This man was bald, gray. Look at his other picture. His hair's filling in and his hair is black. I mean, is it too good to be true? I don't know. It just seems to be working. Let's see if I can find my last one. Oh, this is a woman that had symptoms of scoliosis. Look at her back. It was all swapped over and now it's straightened up. So then if this all resonates, then go down to how it works. This is video number 3. It's 18 minutes. It's the stem cell, how it works and the issues. Wait, I'm sorry. This is from David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, and CEO, and he talks about how the technology works and the issues it helps with. And you can go actually and see the patent. I know you're going to want to look at this. The patent right here, you can view the patent, which says, yes, X39 activates GHK copper peptide, which stimulates stem cells. You can also go to the clinical studies. There's a couple really great studies that you got to go to. Go down to the studies all. And under X39, there is a new one on X39 with high performance athletes. It's amazing. This double-blind study is also amazing. It talks about that we do raise GHK in the blood. It's amazing. This study, the experimental study of LifeWave, this study actually shows how your cardiovascular system, literally after being on the patches for 6 weeks, that the age of your heart reduces in age by 8 weeks. It's pretty amazing. And this one, the brain mapping study, actually shows that within 6 weeks, the brain resets from being highly overactive to being normal energy flow. And you can read all those studies. Also, Eon has some great studies as well, and you can definitely go and look at some of these studies on Eon as well. And lastly, there are some great studies on IceWave. So just go, we're focusing on X39, Eon, and IceWave today. So go, listen to what I say, but then go do your research for yourself on those 3. So once again, that would be on X39, Eon, and IceWave this week. And then what you can also do, which I really love, is that if you want to hear David actually talk research, you can go right here. This is a 36-minute video where the owner, inventor, and CEO, David Schmidt, actually talks about the research. In fact, remind me, Jan, next week, we're going to play this. Let's just watch it together next week. Wouldn't that be fun? Next week, what we're going to do, we're going to watch the 18-minute video together, and we're going to watch the research video together. And I think that would be a really great way to just hear from the man himself. So text that to me, either Kathy or Jan, to remind me. So then if you want to know even more, and we could do this too, you guys. Next week, we'll also watch him talk about the 10-minute video on all the products. That would be a great webinar. So, but until then, if you want to look at it yourself, it's right there. And then David also does 1 hour on every patch. If you want to do a deep dive, my recommendation, since we've talked about the pain and repair program, is to watch the video on X39, watch the video on Eon, and watch the video on IceWave. And that's going to be a really great training for you. And then what you can do is the product sheet. This is a great one-page tool. I recommend you print this out right now, because what this does is it gives you every patch that David makes, exactly some placements you can put it. But once again, any spot will do, but it's just great to know. And it explains what every patch does. So X39 activates stem cells, Eon reduces inflammation, and Ice Wave takes care of pain. Quickly, I will just give you one hit on what the other patches do, just as a little intrigue, but do your research later. X49 also activates stem cells in the brain, and that is great for lean muscle mass, bone growth, super good for the structure of the body, great for performance, athletic performance. Glutathione is your master detoxification and your master antioxidant pathway. And that's going to get all the fungus, mold, virus, toxins, bacteria, metals out of the body. We already talked Eon reduces inflammation. Carnosine is the supporter of every organ of the body and a protector of telomeres. Telomeres are an indication of how long you will live. Alavida activates collagen and also reduces oxidative stress in 5 minutes. Oxidative stress, of course, is that free radical damage that destroys the cells. We also have a day and night cream in this because David only wants clean products because he does not want chemicals going through to his bloodstream from his skin. SP6 actually controls sugars. It works on the hypothalamus, which it controls the sugars in the pancreas and also your adrenals and your hormone and digestion. Let's just face it, it's going to set all that stuff right. And you are going to have great bowel movements because of it. Most people like to put it right above the ankle. Energy enhancer. This is a 2-patch system like Ice Wave. You usually wear it on opposite sides of your body, right, white on right, tan on left. I usually like to wear it right, like right by the pecs. A lot of people like to wear it on their wrists. This converts fat into energy and activates the mitochondria of every cell of the body, or I like to say the cell's ATP. So it's the energy production of your body. It's going to activate everything. Watch out. Everything gets activated with energy. Silent Night, I just started to wear for myself and my son, and we actually ran out of it. And he was upset with me that I didn't have more tonight. Because what Silent Night does is it first activates serotonin and then it moves to melatonin. And anyone that has symptoms of anxiety needs that serotonin neurotransmitter to stabilize the brain chemical. And then, of course, melatonin helps you sleep and also is a great antioxidant. Lastly, we have the AccuLife, which is just like Ice Wave, but for animals. It will take that quiver out, which is pain, for example, in a horse or a dog. An aroma mist is our Shine in our Dream. This is O Factory, where you inhale it with your nose. Shine gives you energy. Dream puts you to sleep. And they both build testosterone and oxytocin, which is great for tissue repair. Another note, X49 also builds testosterone, which is super great for tissue repair. So just quickly, a little tap on what each patch does. But today, the main focus I wanted you to understand was X39, your stem cell activation, Eon for inflammation, and Ice Wave for pain, and how to position that to really help your clients with pain. So having said that, I also would like to take a moment to talk about how we could have education seminars within offices for your clients. And what I need to do now is actually put that there. So let's go ahead. Give me one moment on that, please. And I'm going to email me what I want to talk about. And I'm sorry I didn't do it ahead of time, but trust me, it will be worth it once I do. So let's do that. And I also will get this in chat as well. possibly. Oh, you know what? I could do it from the link. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot I put it on Start X39 Biz already. Never mind, I don't have to do special things. I'll show you how you do it. So I'm going to go to startx39biz.com. That's startx39biz.com. And I started to work on oops, that's not right. I started to work on a new place for our webinars, our seminars. So this is where you would go. You go to write this down, startx39biz.com, and you're going to go to the 14 steps to success. And if you want to do a seminar, where you go is to tab number 14, resource library. Use your resource library. And where you're going to go is Patching Party Setup. Of course, this is called Patching Party because I just needed to have a name. So it could be a patching party if you wanted it at your home, or it could be an education seminar at a doctor's office. But it's basically a live event. And what you're going to do, there is an editable invite. And so you literally can just actually send this out to people, print it out, give it at your office. Stem cell activation. Oh, patching party. You know, we'll do another one that's called, I'll have that called education seminar for doctor offices. There's nothing like learning right when you're training. So we'll do another one, which is education seminar, which is more appropriate for an office. So I'll work on that. But the basic idea is that welcome to the world of vitality, wellness, and age reversal. Yes, you read that correctly. And you would just put the date, time, location, and RSVP. You can actually save this, and these are editable. So you can write in what you want and then take a picture of it, Facebook it, text it, print it out, whatever you want to do. But that invite is there. Then I recommend this is how you would set it up. This is what you would need to have. You need to order the proper supplies. I recommend 1 sleeve of X39, 1 sleeve of IceWave, and 1 sleeve of Eon. You need to have 30 filled envelopes with mini info cards, and I'll show you where you can order those. You need to then read the envelopes and the mini info cards to your guest. You just read the information. Everybody has them, and you just read it. On the info cards, there's pictures. So you point to the pictures on the mini cards to tell the picture story. Then everyone in your educational seminar, you have them put on an X39 and an Eon right below the back of the neck. I usually actually have all of those all ready to go in my envelope, which I will show you in a moment. Then I bring people with testimonials up to the room to tell their stories. Then I announce, come up front if you have pain, and I will patch the pain spot with IceWave. Then we take everyone's orders on the mini order form that is included in the envelope. And that is how we are running our education seminars in doctor's offices, or a patching party if you are doing a home event. And what do I mean by that? These are the envelopes. You read it. Dr. John Harmon would just read the envelope. This is how X39 works. And then you open up the envelope and you read these. And you read what to expect to everyone. You can expect, right, with that X39 and Eon, that you're going to reset 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, as an example. Then you say, but let's look at the pictures. And you literally can point to the pictures with people. Then you say, but let's talk about more of the technologies. And you have everybody follow along with the technologies with you. Then you call up people if they have pain, and you patch about 5 people. By the end of your seminar, the people that have had pain will raise their hand and say, I am not in pain anymore. At that time, you teach them how to take the order, and they fill out the price list or the order form, and there's different customized packs here. Then you have the forms and you're ready to put the orders in your back office, lifewave.com, Dr. Dana, and the product ships to your patient, and the auto ship and the company pays you a thank you check for doing it. This is how we are running education seminars in doctors' offices. We just did this with Dr. Dini last week. I believe this is also how you can have small groups at your house. It's the same. We also go to vendor events. It's the same. The one thing that I do like is I do like having my poster why I'm there, because I think it's easier to point to pictures that everyone can see. So this is also a really nice piece. So once again, you can go to startx39biz.com under tab 14 to see some of my new information on the education seminars. You can also go to see where to order the materials for that. So let's show you a couple places for that. Okay, so you would go to tab number 6. So write this down. To do education seminars, all the information you need to do one is in tab 6 and in tab 14. Could you write that down? So under tab 6, you can go right here under marketing supplies, okay? And you just open this up and you just take a picture right now of Sally's phone number. She's our designer and printer. This is where I get all my stuff, right? Here she is. And all you would do is you could order, for example, 100 envelopes. There they are. And you could order labels if you would like for your envelopes. And then you could order here, these are my favorite cards, 100 of the front and back order form, the mini cards, 100 of the what to expect, 100 of the all products flyer, and 100 of the before and after tracker. By the way, that also the back of the before and after tracker has where you could say, hey, let's, what is your pain right now? What is your energy right now? What is your sleep like right now? You could take people through an education, because that's what we do as practitioners. We educate. So once again, these would be the materials that you would order. So far makes sense? And then if you wanted to order more for your seminar, you would go down and you could order, I love the 8x11. So I have the Mandy, the Marcy, and the before and after tracker, but maybe you only need one. The one I really use the most is the one with all the pictures, because I point and tell. Lastly, I very much like the tablecloth. It's nice to have a tablecloth. It makes it all look great. So today, I just wanted you to know X39, Eon, and IceWave, how they work, and how you could have an education seminar for your patients or clients on X39, Eon, and IceWave. And all the tools are on the Biz site to make that happen. And with that, I don't know if we have any questions. Did that all make sense? We kind of did a new thing today, didn't we? We did education seminars, which I think are important. It's time to educate. Thank you, Destiny. All righty. So with that, thank you so much for coming today. I hope you enjoyed our practitioner call, and we will see you next week. And we will watch next week, we're going to watch David. Won't that be fun? We'll watch David together. So lots of love to all of you. Have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you later. Oh, and we're going to stop the recording real quick. Stop the recording. Am I host? Why can't I stop the recording, Jen?
I don't know. You'd never made me co-host.
I don't know.
Not the host.
So weird. I don't see the recording. So bizarre. All right. I'll just say goodbye now, and I'll call you Jen. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.